What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we're at the Capsule to talk to you about the brand new Serious Bean Company, sweet and a bit sassy Dr. Pepper baked beans. And that was not my own commentary on these beans. I don't think I've ever conversationally used the word sassy. So anyway, it's appropriately enough, it's batch number 23 of the Serious Bean Company, which is a bean manufacturer that I was not familiar with until I purchased these at Walmart. They're only $1.48 for a can, which is super reasonable for something really weird. And we're just gonna kind of calibrate with some Dr. Pepper. Should we do that first or after or in the middle?
Get that palette ready.
All right, gotta get that palette ready. You know, just full disclosure here, I'm more of a Mr. Pibb guy. I love Mr. Pibb. Dr. Pepper's good, but...
You can taste the difference.
You can, oh yeah, hell yeah you can.
We're gonna do a blind taste test.
We need to start implementing the blind taste test thing as soon as we're on our regular schedule. So you guys know what Dr. Pepper tastes like, so I'm not going to explain it to you. Do you want to try some just so that you kind of get that flavor in your mouth there? So yeah, these beans, I mean, essentially, I guess the philosophy behind this is that, you know, a lot of folks in their rub or, you know, even in their barbecue sauce, they'll use a Coke or a Pepsi or a Dr. Pepper just to give it that sweetness and also like have some of that, you know, acidity in it, sugar, and I don't know. So I guess because of that, like, I mean, if you're going to make a baked bean, you know, you want something that's kind of sweet and kind of tasty and a bit sassy, according to the Serious Bean Company. So these are what they look like. They're just kind of a darker version of your typical baked bean. I mean, I associate baked beans in general maybe being a little bit lighter, but, you know, obviously Dr. Pepper is a pretty dark beverage to be using as an ingredient. So basically just going to take a big old scoop of beans and let you know if they're good.
Awesome.
This is what the channel has come to.
I'll smell your farts in an hour.
Well, first impression is that they're actually kind of savory, which I was not expecting. Okay, I am getting the Dr. Pepper taste though.
Are they sassy? Are they giving you that
they're a bit sassy, but I'm not going all the way. So they're definitely a little bit savory, but yeah, there is some sweetness on the back end. And since you know it's Dr. Pepper, like that kind of like caramelized kind of flavor, it's definitely there. You can definitely sense it. It would have been very difficult to pinpoint exactly what it was if they didn't outright say it's Dr. Pepper. But knowing that going in, I think that you're going to be able to say like, okay, yeah, these are definitely Dr. Pepper beans. The beans themselves are pretty good. I mean, great texture. For a canned bean, not a bad flavor, but they're not as good as beans that don't involve Dr. Pepper as an ingredient. They're not. So I'm gonna let you take a bite of this here, Ryan.
Right.
There's your beans.
Yes. They look good.
And they do. They look real good. And like I said, I mean, I'm sure that the Serious Bean Company, I'm sure that they're capable of making a pretty tasty bean. Like I don't doubt that after having tried this, but I don't think that Dr. Pepper beans are that good of an idea. I mean, what are you tasting? So
the prune juice Dr. Pepper finish is there.
So it definitely does have that sweet, but I'm not really getting the sweet as the initial taste though. I'm getting a lot of savory flavor at the beginning, like more of a typical baked bean flavor. Obviously, they're using their own beans as a base, and then the Dr. Pepper addition hits you after the first few seconds, and kind of sticks with you after you swallow it, which I guess that's okay. I don't know, just because we want to see if, you know, I mean, nobody just eats a bowl of beans, I don't think. Maybe they do.
I do.
Do you, like, that's your entire meal? You'll just eat a bowl of beans?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Ryan eats a bowl of beans. I don't. I eat it as like a side dish. So I'm going to dunk it in with a biscuit and see if that helps anything, but who knows? Yeah, when you get something that's kind of buttery, rounding it out, it goes a little bit better with that sweetness, actually. So, just in the bowl, I'm going to actually do it. Usually we do the gimmick grade first, and then evaluate. I'm going to just evaluate while I'm thinking about it here. Right out of the can, I'm going to say these are like, probably like a 4 out of 10. I mean, I don't... Like, the problem is that they're some of the worst beans that I've had, but they shouldn't be. And that's really the killer, because you can tell that they're good beans. Like, you can kind of get that initial taste and realize, like, they probably are okay at making beans at Serious Bean Company, but the finish is not very good. Now, if you start pairing it with stuff, pairing it with a biscuit, maybe pairing it with some meat, it did elevate the flavor and the taste profile for me a little bit. It made that Dr. Pepper flavor a little bit less pronounced, and actually went pretty darn well with a biscuit. So I would say if you're going to pair it with a biscuit or anything, and you don't just eat them right out of the freaking can, it's probably closer to like a 6, 6.5 out of 10. So, so definitely don't eat them all by themselves. I don't know if you would anyway, but I probably wouldn't do that. In terms of the gimmick, I mean, hey, putting a soda brand on a bean can? that's not too bad. That's my kind of thing. So I'm gonna give that a 7.5 out of 10. I think that it's about time that, you know, with soda being implemented in a lot of barbecue regimens, that they just go outright and say it instead of hiding it as ingredient number like 36. And you know, it's kind of cool. Certainly enough that it got an impulse buy out of me, and you know, it's at a good price. I mean, look, less than $1.50 for a can of beans. That's kind of interesting. Certainly, if you're using it as a side dish, be enough to feed your whole family with it. So, so yeah, not too bad. Well, guys, are you gonna give the beans a shot, or did I pretty much just take the bullet for you and now you won't? Let me know. And yeah, do you guys have any other ideas of stuff that we should be trying out here soon? Because obviously we're going to continue filming tons of reviews. So let me know. And until next time, I will miss you guys until I see ya. Ryan's like mouthing along at the end, so I know that my catchphrases are just starting to catch on. He's only heard it like 70-something times now. So cheers.
What's going on, guys?